I know we're going off a bit of tangent here, but I was trying to find out a little bit of information this morning, Nina, because we were talking about America and we were talking about how they've got a massive homelessness problem over in America. And we were talking actually about homelessness over here because I've noticed that the homeless have started appearing back on the streets again.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you have. And to me, it's like, well, you've proved they don't have to be there. You've proved you have the means and the know-how to take them off the streets, but you're letting them back out now. And there's a whole thing about this Glasgow incident. Up in Glasgow, it looks like that this is something to do with, homelessness and maybe asylum seekers maybe being thrown out of the accommodation that they were given. They were thrown in jail almost into these rooms, into these hotels for 23 and a half hours a day, saying you can go out for 30 minutes. And, it looks like this is obviously fed into the mental health problem that we mentioned earlier with people, and he's gone on a, he's ended up in 3 people or 2 people who've ended dead or what it was. The point, what I was trying to find out was China, what's their homelessness problem? So I went to Google and, I don't know whether you do this, but I like to ask my phone questions a lot of the time. So, hey, Google, what's blah, 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 blah. And it's just gone off now I've said that. And I asked what was the homelessness figure.
Here's a result from the web.
I asked what the homelessness figure was in China, and it said the homelessness figure was 2.4 million in 2011. And it's like, why is it giving me a figure that's a decade old? China's come a long way in a decade, So you go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia, 2004, 2.4 million figures from 2011. And it's like, well, why are they using outdated figures? So I started doing, and it's not until you get page 2, page 3 of Google that you start seeing the up-to-date stuff from the BBC, and there was one from the Guardian as well. The one province in China has 80 million people. 80 million. Do you know how many of those, that 80, this is according to the BBC, Nina, you know how many people in that Zhuangzhong province, I think it was, in poverty? 17. 17.
Is this homeless? Or
in poverty. There were no homeless in the entire province. There's no beggars, no homeless. And I saw one article in the Guardian and it was worded so strange. And I was just looking for this morning. We were having a conversation, I was researching it, and it was so strange because the article in the Guardian was saying something like, it was saying. Sorry, my fiance was asleep on the sofa. The phone's gone off and she just fell off the sofa.
Oh no!
Because her phone went off. I'm sorry. I can hear her laughing now in the bedroom. I'm sorry, that's so funny. Yeah, so we should have caught that. It was just out of shot. Anyway, so 17. That's it. 17 people. That's in poverty. There was one article in the Guardian that I saw, and they phrased it so well. They said 2.4 million Chinese in poverty being forcibly removed from their homes. That's basically what the title said. And she's like, that's awful. 2.4 million people already being poverty. And then you read the article and you find in the second half of the article, what they're actually doing then is they're relocating 2.4 million people from shacks in rice fields into brand new apartments with heating and lighting and electric and running water. And this is the way they've done it. And it's absolutely amazing, to the point where we were honestly having a conversation and trying to understand whether, you know how we say that, China's got the censored internet. We were actually having a conversation going, well, could it, but you know how they project, and this is projection, they project onto the other side what they're doing. Maybe we're the ones who have got the censored internet and China are the ones who haven't. How the bloody hell would we know if they're giving us facts from 10 years ago on Wikipedia about China's homelessness problem? 17 people in poverty. Now, the BBC in this article did say that You want to lie down? You had enough? You want to lie down? Sorry. The BBC did. Ellie, go and lie down now. So the BBC did say in this. Sorry about that. My dog barking. The BBC did say in this article that how China, what the standard of poverty for China is, maybe a little bit higher than lower rather than they're saying it should be or would be in any other country, but still, no beggars, no homeless in one province of 80 million people, and I'm assuming that we're going to see the same all throughout China, especially if they're, as I found out not long ago, they're building 6,000 miles of motorway a year. You know that?
That's
6,000. I live pretty close to the M6 to Spaghetti Junction. They've been resurfacing that part of the motorway since 1944. It's before it was even bloody built, I think. It's constantly coned off, resurfacing. They build 6,000 miles of motorway a year in China. And these, if you look at it, it's not roads on the floor, motorway on the ground. It's motorway hundreds of feet up in the mountains on stilts.
They don't mess around, do they? They just get on
We're
and do
doomed.
what they need to do.
We're doomed. If we keep doing America's bidding, we're doomed. We're done for. Because they're going to bring us down with them if we carry on, aren't they? Sorry, I know.
It's a big worry. Everyone's afraid. Everyone is worried about that. About we don't want to be Trump's bitch.
No, we don't.